Hi, everybody. Welcome back with NexGen Education with Dr. E. Today, we are diving into something relevant that is amazing that all students, as well as professors, can use as a professional or even as just a general student who is just trying to figure out ways to navigate the classroom. The world of AI powered tools are becoming so amazing for students and professors, or just anybody who is willing to take that leap in jumping into the world of AI. Specifically today, we're going to talk about Copilot, one of the most exciting tools from Microsoft, and we're going to compare it a little bit to ChatGPT because I know everybody, of course, knows what ChatGPT is. As we continue to explore innovative solutions for education, it is important to understand how these tools work and how they can best support you inside the classroom in your learning journey. So let's break down today, side by side, comparisons of both of these amazing tools. And I'm sure by the end of this, you will be very clear and have a great understanding of which tool is best fit for you. So let's talk about, of course, ChatGPT. It is a conversational AI tool built to assist you with generating text, brainstorming ideas, answering questions, comparing content, and even problem solving. It is versatile, adaptive, and can be tailored to your personal as well as professional needs, which is absolutely amazing. And they are right. Anybody who has actually used ChatGPT, which is the majority of the world, will be able to tell you the same thing, that they go to ChatGPT for everything. But Copilot is something different. I actually really like Copilot a little bit more than Chat, but here's the reason why. So Copilot, on the other hand, is a code writing assistant integrated into Microsoft 360 tools. So anything Microsoft 360, it integrates everything into it, like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. It helps users by suggesting text, generating summaries, and even automating tasks within these tools. Copilot has been designed to increase productivity, especially for professionals working with large amounts of data. And me, I'm Dr. E. I always have data, so I'm always going to make sure that I have my companion Copilot right there with me to help and assist. So one thing I will say for actual students, for the student side, I'm gonna go over a couple bullet points for you guys. You guys get to study smarter with Copilot. Um, it helps summarize dense readings or lecture notes, curate flashcards or quizzes. Um, that will help you on the exam. It will also help explain complex concepts in more simpler terms. And I am big on making sure I type in, hey, explain it to me as if I am a third grader. Do not explain it to me like I am a college student, because this is the first time I'm really being introduced to this material and I do not want to be lost. Okay, so definitely explain to me like I'm a third grader. Um, I want to be able to make sure I can write also better when I use Copilot. So Copilot helps outline essays, reports, and presentations. It refines thesis statements for all my masters and doctorates out there who are doing dissertations. It helps actually refine the thesis statement, and it also helps with transitions, because as we all know, sometimes it's hard to transition to that next topic when you're writing. It also does grammar check. It checks for clarity as well as for your tone. And tone writing is also good, or if you're writing an email. Why? Because we all know sometimes you may get an email that we can absolutely go back and forth with, and we're all excited. Sometimes we may get an email, we may not understand their tone. So the best thing you can do is take that email, put in Copilot, and ask them to please write a response hitting these notes. And once you do that, you'll be able to reply back responsibly to make sure you're fitting the tone of the email. It also helps when it comes to research. You get to research faster. You get to find credible sources and synthesize your findings. You get to generate citations like MLA, APA, Chicago style. So whatever your citation that your teacher is trying to tell you, hey, you need to write in this format, then Copilot has your back, okay? And then, of course, it helps compare theory, historical events, as well as scientific models. And then when it comes to organization, which is very important for being a student as well as being a professor, it also helps build study schedules as well as assignment trackers. So as I said before, Copilot is your companion. Like, it's going to tell you if it's connected to your email, so you also know it's connected to your schedule. If it's connected to your schedule, then you also know that you definitely get a reminder from Copilot. Okay, you got tests coming up, you may want to start studying. So you definitely want to stay organized, build a schedule, an assignment tracker, set reminders for breaks and for big tasks. Um, and then also make sure you are prioritizing, and it will also help make sure that you are prioritizing based on deadlines as well as workloads. Okay. And then for my professors, it will help us create actual course planning. So sometimes the first thing we want to do, especially when we hit summer break, now towards the end of summer break, it's like, all right, we gotta plan this course out. We have this new workload for the new semester and the new school year. How am I going to do it? You can definitely do it with Copilot. Copilot will help draft the syllabi, assignment prompts, as well as the rubrics. It will help generate discussion, questions, and case studies. It will also help adapt materials for different learning levels. And we definitely need that into the classroom. As I said, I will have no problem saying, explain it to me like a third grader. Why? Because I don't want to miss it. And sometimes when we are a professor, we forget that these are babies and they don't understand our college language yet. We have all of our degrees, and there's a certain vocab that comes along with those degrees that these high schoolers who are now college students but have not graduated and got that degree yet, they don't fully understand exactly what we're talking about. So it can help break it down to help make sure that you are able to address them based on the audience level of intelligence or level that they're coming in at. So you can also use it for research support. You can summarize academic papers as well as data sets, brainstorm research angles, and grant proposals, which is so important. Definitely, I don't know if you're a new professor or older professor, but we all know that brainstorming the research angles is very important, and to have a different point of view of base to help take us away from our own biases. Copilot is very good at that, and then also um, when it comes to format, abstracts, and journal submissions, it will do that as well. So we definitely want to make sure we are using Copilot throughout our careers um, as actual professor or as your career as a student. It's definitely going to benefit you both ways. It also helps with student engagement. So if you are having problems or trying to figure out creative ways and interactive learning activities, it has your back. It's definitely going to make sure that you're good at that. It also suggests ways to make the lectures more dynamic, more interactive, and then also it will help draft feedback for your students' work. So if they obviously didn't understand it when you said in the classroom, they may not understand it when you give feedback on tests either. It will help make sure that it's helping you reply back in, to a certain level that they can fully understand it. So you should be able to go ahead and put in the work that the student did, and it'll be able to give you the feedback based on their level of competency. Um, Also, when it comes to Copilot, it helps with administrative help. So anytime that you actually want to write down professional emails or memos or organize meetings and agendas or even department reports, you all know we have a lot of department reports as well as the meetings that they just been talking about. Please know that Copilot is there along with you for that ride to make sure you're able to get that done and make sure that you remember it. And then also it tracks deadlines as well as academic calendars. So please make sure that you're doing your due diligence and using Copilot throughout throughout your journey while you're in school. Why? Because it totally helps. And then also, so we have one more, and I want to show you this list. I want to share my screen to Copilot versus ChatGPT. The primary focus of ChatGPT, as you can see right here, is for conversational AI and text generation. Copilot is code writing and productivity tools. The main use for these cases is content creation, ideal generation, tutoring, and coding assistance. And the main use for these for Copilot cases will be Word, Excel, PowerPoint, automation, content suggestion, which is great and fantastic. We got to make sure that the students know and understand what exactly we're talking about with the content, and if they can pin on their level, then that's amazing. And also vice versa, if you're a student and you want to make sure it understands, it will understand the assignment that you submit and will understand also what the teacher is asking for. We also have integration. ChatGPT is web-based. It integrates with APIs, as well as tools like Zipper. And then for integration for Copilot, like I said earlier, we have three. We have Microsoft 365, the suite, which is Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. The accessibility, available online, available anywhere. And then for accessibility for Copilot, it is available to Microsoft 365 subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber, you may not have access, but definitely you can always just become a subscriber of Microsoft. Customization, we have for ChatGPT, hi, it can adjust the tone, the style, the function, and the outputs. And then the customization for Copilot is it limits the Microsoft 365 tool functionality for the user experience. For ChatGPT, it's easy to use interface, free version available, and that's very true. As well as the Copilot is seamless with Office X, limited to paid users. So if you're not a paid user, you may have a problem using Copilot at its top, at its best. Okay. So when it comes to strengths, ChatGPT has great creativity, brainstorming, wide application, and education. Okay. And then for Copilot, it is productivity, um, auto, automatically repetitive tasks in business and work area. So if you're trying to get that business done, your work done, your school work done, or just work in regards to getting ready for the classroom, definitely Copilot is the way to go, just because it helps you get all that done. And then for any limitations, for ChatGPT, does not integrate into Office tools directly. It sure does not. And then limitations for actual Copilot, which will be limited to Microsoft ecosystem, not as creative in content generation. And then if it's not, then you can always go to ChatGPT and get your content, and make sure that it's creative. So either which way, definitely use both tools. If you want to create like definitely different like picture ideas for your private presentations, um, actually ChatGPT has your back with that as well. They partner with Dale, also Dale.E, and they will create all types of images for you for your presentations. So definitely they're right about the content creation. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, or if you still have, still wondering about, please, do your own deep dive. It will help and assist you along your journey of figuring out these tools. They are absolutely amazing. So which one would you actually use? Like, are you a ChatGPT type of person, or are you a Copilot? It really depends on your goals and what you were trying to achieve. If you are working with the Microsoft ecosystem and need assistance with Office data or data heavy documents, and Copilot is definitely the way to go. And Housey will be your best bet. On the other hand, if you're looking for something more versatile that can help with everything across the board, from homework to creativity, writing, or even just daily activities. Also, ChatGPT is that way to go. ChatGPT is that way to go. So both are very powerful tools. They both serve two very different purposes, but same purposes at the same time. In conclusion, it's about leveraging the right tool for the right job at the right time in the right moment. So let's say, hey, you get something at work and it needs to be done, then definitely use Copilot. Knock it out. Make sure it's efficient. Make sure it's effective. Um, and I bet you the reason why it's not as creative when it comes to content, because it partners with PowerPoint, so it probably doesn't feel like it needs to. Um, but and that's probably one of the issues. But both AI tools are powerful and will help you get the work done and very creatively. If you found this comparison helpful, don't forget to like. Make sure you guys comment and subscribe to the channel for more insight on AI tools, educational tools, and just more ways to make your life easy. And please also make sure you join the NexGen Education community, where we help students and professors like you every day figure out what is the best ways to make sure that their academic success journey is nothing but seamless. But definitely, until next time, stay amazing, stay innovative, and make sure you stay on top of the next generation of education. All right, talk to you later, you guys. Bye.